Smite fans, welcome back. The final day of the first week of the SMITE Oceania Pro League qualifiers, part of the Cyber Gamer Pro League presented by M-Wave and in association with other sponsors. We've got Netgear, Turtle Beach, AK Racing, Logitech, and of course, Plantronics. I'm Husey. On the commentary desk with me for this one is Timmy.
Yes, for the stakes for this game between Get Sourced and Take-Two, it's merely going to be seeding placements for the OPL. Both these teams will be going onto the Oceanic Pro League. They're just fighting for a better spot and some bragging rights. So we'll quickly cover the bans for you. Get Sourced has banned out Capri, Chiron, Bologna, and Humbats, whereas Take-Two have banned out Raven, Amaterasu, Medusa, and Odin. So we'll go ahead and get into our game lickety split as quickly as possible.
So on the blue side of the map, we are going to have Get Sourced. On the Chaos side, we have got Take-Two. We just saw Take-Two play Wearable Whales, steal the first game essentially, and then dominate the second game. Get Sourced, we saw earlier, take on the Wearable Whales and win in convincing fashion. So both of these teams at a very high skill level coming out of this tournament. Let's look to see who is the best team moving forward. This is game one of a best-of-3 series, so we should see some interesting matches come out of this one. Some early warning, though, out of both teams, both very aggressive.
Yeah, it's both very aggressive. One thing that isn't very aggressive, look at Renegade not getting the red pot start, whereas Shred does. Makes sense, Kali versus Thor. You don't really want to fight early on as Kali. You don't have that early game presence. You really just want to farm up. Maybe you get a few kills onto your marked target, get that increased influence of gold from those kills.
Yeah, but as you mentioned early on, very unlikely to happen. Shred and Divine here going to start off the mid camps. Just take that golden experience away from Chuckles and Liquid Renegade. They have the better level 1 fight, so they can definitely take this engagement. But Chuckles and Liquid Renegade see that Take-Two were perhaps looking for an invade onto the blue buff. Wisely look for their boars.
Yeah, it's very cautious is Get Sourced. They don't want to fight early on. Thor is one of the worst people to fight early on, especially a Guan Yu with a blue sun pendant, but they will be looking for Mr. Mouse.
They look for Mouse here. Shred gets the spin to win. Red Pop, but he takes a lot of hurt there from Mouse. Doesn't land the last auto in the chain. Liquid Renegade is fighting Divine. Slicey there uses a portal to try and get his teammate back into the mid lane, but it's just getting Shred over to help out Divine. Chuckles is pushing up this right-hand side lane very effectively at the start. He doesn't have a blue buff, so he's going to want to go back very soon and pick that up because Sobek does have problems with mana.
He doesn't have quite as much problems as he did in Season 2. They did patch him for that. Even so, blue buff is definitely valuable. The ward from Take-Two is on that blue buff, however, so if they do go ahead and go for it, if they leave it too late, there might be a Thor ultimate over the wall just trying to secure it.
Tomahawk there gets a taunt onto two people over in the duo lane. Doesn't find too much damage off the back of that. Hoagie a bit more difficult than other hunters to secure his big damage on.
Yeah, so it is kind of hard in conquests, especially in the lanes, to get those, double, triple bounces because the walls are so spread out. It really does make it difficult. The only way you could really do it is if you had someone like a Ymir. Double taunt going out, no damage as a return.
Looks like Mouse and Liquid Renegade are going to start up the blue buff for their team here as Slicey and Shred do the same over on the Chaos side. That's going to be a boon to both solo laners. Both of them using a fair chunk of their mana very early in this one. Divine, though, getting the wave pressure here as Chuckle's forced to be a bit more conservative with his mana. Clears the last remnants of the wave up before going and getting his blue buff.
Yeah, Solo back not incredibly strong early on. He is a little bit of a bully, but Guan Yu, bit of a counter matchup during the Telos, so he cannot be knocked out by the Telewhip. However, the Charge Prey does stun them and then flip them out, so there is the possibility of that in a team fight.
Chuckles here, clearing out the rest of his wave under tower as Divine has pressured that one out. Divine going for his boars, so as he mentioned, Guan Yu, bit of the counter matchup to the Sobek, winning the lane early as we've expected. Haven't seen terribly much aggression out of either of these teams, and that's to be expected from Get Sourced because their team comp is a much later game team comp than we see from Take-Two. We need some aggression out of the Thor with the red pot, and we see Shred doing exactly that behind the Gold Fury. Goes up into the ultimate, comes crashing down. Rob Diggity and Tomahawk don't have their ultimate. Tomahawk is the target. He gets taken out, and now Rob Diggity forced to leap away. First blood goes to Take-Two.
Take-Two taking hold of an early advantage. Gold difference in XP already close towards 1,000 each, so Early on, you have a Thor jungler. He knows how to use his ultimate. You need to be careful, and Liquid needs to look to avoid fighting at all costs. Try and get as much farm as possible, because Kali late game is one of the scariest things you will ever experience.
Kali here looking to keep mid camps on the side of the blue team with Mouse. Slicey looks for the unstable vortex, doesn't find it. Porters through one. None of the camps have fallen yet, but Slicey gets one there. Mouse steals away the second one, even split of the camp. Tomahawk and Rob Diggity looking for Gruff here. Rob gets the mark. There's the ultimate. Gets the stun. Tomahawk, can he find the kill? Rob jumps in aggressively looking for Gruff. Can he find the kill here? But no. Gruff runs in a straight line, gets away from the damage.
Rotation coming over as well from Tomo, just to make sure everything is all peachy. But there's going to be a complete disengagement from both teams, returning back now to their red buffs.
Yeah, just a smart disengagement call there from both teams. Source didn't want to overextend, particularly with the Thor still hanging around, and Janus still with his ultimate up, able to get across to any lane he chooses when he uses that through space and time ultimate.
Take-Two have a lot of global presence. You've got the through space and time allowing the entire team to rotate if possible, Anvil of Dawn, as well as the World Weaver, so they have a lot of presence everywhere.
And that's going to really benefit them because, as I said, they need to win this game early. Getting around the map early is what they need to do. Shred, the ultimate spots out Mouse here, doesn't land the ultimate Tomahawk here. Uses the Defender of Olympus to prevent damage. In comes the World Weaver, but Tomahawk eats that one for his mid laner.
Not too much threat from Mouse. He was on pretty much full health, but nice little gesture. Hey, man, I got your back. Don't worry. I'm your support. But you can see on the right-hand side, El Chacos is chasing away Divine. Doesn't get the knockup because of the Tello assault. A little bit interesting seeing the Sobek pushing up a 1U.
Look at these wards in the mid lane here from Take-Two. They've got a sentry ward to the right-hand side there so they can spot out rotations to the blue buff. And they've got a normal ward just in front of the tower. This is to spot out rotations going either direction from the mid laner or from the jungler, Liquid Renegade. So this allows them to have the awareness to know when ganks are coming to either of the lanes, and they can play very, very safely.
I believe that Get Source should really be doing the similar thing, because they need to know where that Thor is, especially warding up around the Gold Fury and Fire Giant area, because that's typically where you'll see a Thor going up in his ultimate from. Gives you great coverage onto the entire lane.
Look at wards placed at the moment. Tomalomi's got 4 down, and that's the most of anyone. Get Source have only placed 3 wards. They've now 4. They've only got 2 up currently. There's the ultimate coming out from Slicey, looking to get his teammates out of danger there as Gruff was taken very low.
Yes, Gruff Dogger gonna be... Oh, no, not Gruff Dogger anymore, just simply Gruff. He is going pretty alright. He's building up his Transcendence, 17 stacks, equal with Rob Diggity, playing the Hoyesus.
Slicey and Shred here in the mid lane. Mouse sends a Spirit Ball that way, just saying, hey, back away here. Liquid Renegade hanging around in the jungle here. Used the stun a little bit too early. I think he was expecting Shred and Slicey to go in.
Yeah, so I think he was expecting for them to really take advantage of the early game Kali. Does have the destruction online, not allowing himself to die, going down to 1 HP and just staying there for a little while. That is going to be quite important in those team fights where as soon as you start losing people, you lose everyone.
Look towards our duo lane again. Tomahawk, Rob Diggity applying the pressure onto Gruff. He's forced to backflip away. Tomahawk can't find the taunt. Tomalomu is here now to provide some support for his duo lane partner.
These supports and their TO names, it's TOM names, it's going to get me really confused.
Now Shred was looking there possibly for a gank, but wisely chose to back off. 3-man grouping now from Take-Two in the mid lane, 2 men from the side of Source. A much slower paced game than what we've seen in our previous sets, Timmy. Yeah,
a lot slower indeed, and even the builds are out a little bit slower. We see Mouse and Slicey going for the boots first, picking up the Doom Mob, not quite yet, looking a little bit later. Hopefully they do pick up the Doom Mob, because we saw Slicey... No, we saw the mid laner for Wales not getting the Doom Mob, going for the Warlock Sash on the Isis, not doing enough damage, but we do see some damage from the Spirit Ball coming out from Mouse.
Tomalomu uses the Cataclysm. Shred diving onto Mouse there. Mouse does have Circle Protections, uses the Silence there as Liquid Renegade stuns out Shred. There comes the Spirit Arrow looking for Mouse. Tomahawk standing in the way, but he takes a lot of damage himself, and Slicey picks up a max range Unstable Vortex. Slicey gets the double kill with the snipe onto Mouse, and now Rob Diggity caught out between Take-Two but manages to get away. Shred is looking for him here. Rob Diggity up in the air, jumps away, and now Gold Fury is the target for Take-Two.
Sunbreaker is offline, however, lurking the waters is. He may be able to try and do something here. There he goes down into the water. Cavalry charge cancelled immediately. Defender of Olympus going down onto Liquid Renegade. El Chuckles picking up the Geb.
Picks up the kill onto Tomolomu. Shred, a lot of damage onto him. He doesn't have an ultimate available. If it uses his beads, he's got no mana as well. Divine, the kill onto Chuckles. The ricochet from Diggity. What a double bounce there. Picks up Shred, but Divine looking for a kill here. Good sprint from Rob Diggity to get himself out of danger. But that ricochet, Timmy, that was something else.
That ricochet was hot. I'm just gonna say, there's been some hot snipes in this game so far, and I'm looking forward to seeing how much hotter they get in late game.
Both teams now calling the disengage. That was a 2-for-2 trade, I believe, or 2-for-1 trade on the side, going the way of take two there. So they're going to take the advantage out of this one as we take a look at our graphs. 1,400, the XP difference, 1,500, the gold difference. So a little bit of a lead here, nothing too much here, but still advantage going the way of take two.
You gotta keep in mind though, we did point out that Get Source does have the significant late game advantage. Neath against Hoi Yi wins that one up late game, gains so much free penetration from the Mark of the Golden Crow, as well as that Kali. Kali is going to be a big factor come, say, 20 minutes.
Take a look at Slizy. He hasn't gone into Doom Orb, hasn't gone into Pen Boots either. Got Shoes of Focus and got Chronos Pen. Really going for an almost max CDR build, just trying to be able to use his portals and have much more utility than necessarily damage. Rob Diggity gets the solo kill there onto Gruff. Diggity noted for his ability to 1v1. He 1v1'd, a guy called Husey once, didn't come off the best in that one, but other than that, he's usually pretty good.
Anyone can kill Husey. He's not that much of a threat.
No. Rob Diggity died Husey.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, what happened? Oh.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Slicey gets taunted in, but Stone Shield from Tomolomu enough to stop the aggression there. Liquid Renegade takes some hurt from Shred, backs away here very nicely. Austin, take two, still just feeling each other out at this point in the game.
Yeah, so everyone's a little bit tiptoey, a little bit out of character for Take Two. They've got the early game advantage with the Thor and the Neath. I keep going on about it because it is important. If you just let your early game advantage go away, you lose to the late game. It's happened time and time again, and I feel it may end up poking its ugly little head.
Taking a look at Slicey again, as I mentioned, he was going for a lot of cooldown there. Looked to be more utility to take advantage of the early damage coming out of that Thor. Late game, however, he needs to build in some more damage because that's pretty much the only late game character that they have. Yeah,
Giannis is very strong late game. If you get the portal into the Unstable Vortex, that's more damage than a Scylla Sycamore Crush combo. Like, just think of that for a minute. Giannis does more damage than Scylla. That's scary.
Needs to build optimally for that one, however. Mouse gone into the Doom Orb now, got 10 stacks on that one. Going to be happily just farming up, taking some stacks here. Rob Diggity taking some punishment for Gruff, sorry, not Grub. Takes some punishment from Gruff here, backs away, just farms up the minions. Mouse is here to help him out. Gold Fury still seems to be the objective that both teams are looking at.
Gold Fury is always just an objective that everyone looks at because if there's an opportunity to take it, you take it. It gives you a good gold advantage early on, but we see in the mid lane, Liquid Renegade in a little bit of a scuffle with Divine does jump away with a nimble strike, however, get himself out.
Mouse Tomahawk going to start his left-hand side counts. Mouse secures him with a Spirit Ball. Slicey gets some damage onto Tomahawk, but just advantage there again and goes to Source, and it looks like Take Two. 5 members around this Gold Fury looking to start it up at this point. Get Source collapsing in now. Chuckles teleports in, ported out by Slicey. Takes a lot of damage there. Gold Fury reset by Take Two. Now they're looking at Chuckles, who's quite out all by himself. Dashes away as Mouse gets some damage back onto Take Two, but they can heal that up. They have a Guan Yu, and now Divine is going in. Shred is going up. Mouse is the target. There's the Spirit Arrow. Circle of Protection comes down, and Defender of Olympus, but Shred finds two with his ultimate, and he's doing the spin to win. Down comes the snipe from Slicey, but Tomolomu gets himself a kill, and Chuckles now taken very low from Take Two. Rob Diggity gets the Suns. He takes down Shred, but Slicey takes down Chuckles as well. Take Two winning this fight. It is a 4-on-3 situation, and now they're turning their sights on the Gold Fury.
Get Source, find themselves in a very dangerous spot there. They end up falling quite hard, and even further now as they are signing up the Gold Fury. Liquid not managing to get off the destruction before he died, unfortunate to him. And Gold Fury gets taken up by Take Two. Take a quick look at the graphs. We can see XP 1.7 thousand up towards Take Two, as well as 2,500 gold.
Yeah, it's still not a significant lead at this point, but it's just building for Take Two. As we mentioned, though, a lot of times previously, Get Source, they're just kind of trying to hold out for that late game, trying to hold out for that Kali to come online and just be able to essentially 1v5.
Well, we see Carly not getting any kills so far. 0, 1, and 2. Not a great start. Rob Diggity, however, getting 3 kills, 3, 0, and 0. He may be the ones to transition into that late game for Liquid Renegade if they start to team up and work together.
He's a fantastic hunter. He's an all-game ADC, provides a lot of what you want out of an ADC, lots of physical damage, and he's also got some great abilities. That Ricochet, if you can get it off a couple of walls, hit a couple of targets, it can do so much damage. You've got the Sunbreaker as a big area kind of zoning ability as well. Tomolomu, though, blinks in, gets 2 with the Cataclysm. There's another stun there from Shred. Tomahawk pulls in. Shred, there's a snipe from Slicey, does a lot of damage. Mouse takes a lot of her, and Liquid Renegade, again caught out, gets the destruction off, looking to run away, but Chuckles has again teleported into the mid lane.
There's a lot of ultimates on the side of Take Two. The only person with that ultimate now is Divine on the Guan Yu. However, everyone except for Liquid Renegade has their ultimate, so they could try and defend this tier 2 tower, but they need to work fast. Dash going in, 3-man taunt.
Shred takes a lot of damage here. Chuckles goes looking in the water. Hit for Divine. Doesn't manage to catch it with the ultimate as Divine was on his horse. Blinks him back into the Spirit Ball from Mouse. Divine taken very low, but Chuckles teleported through. Manages still to get the kill with some aid from the tower. Shred around the back looking for Chuckles. Spin to win. Takes down the solo laner of Get Sourced.
That was very cheeky of Shred there, just hiding behind the tower where no one would expect it. Our Chuckles definitely didn't expect it, getting caught out trying to back. But now Shred getting forced off by Rob Diggity. Tier 1 tower in the mid lane still stands.
Tier 1 tower still standing. Only Tomahawk and Liquid Renegade to defend this one. I don't know if they're going to have the damage all clear to be able to defend it. Tomahawk dashes in, knocked up. Tomahawk gets a taunt up, but not before his portal. And now Gruff looking for the damage, but Slicey finds it with the unstable vortex. Liquid Renegade could do naught but look on and watch as his teammate fell down.
I hate it when the minions just get out the tower chasing somebody. It's just such an inconvenience, but luckily they do end up getting that tier 1 tower. Little bit of actually gold in the coffers of Take Two. They are going to go ahead and keep on pushing this advantage. We now see that on the graphs, the XP has nearly doubled, 3,000 in their favor, and the gold 3.2 thousand towards them. We do, however, have to keep on mentioning they are a early game team, so Get Source is definitely not out of this. They really need to just handhold Liquid Renegade, because Fade Akali, she will eat everyone.
Take a look at Slicey now. If we look at our player damage charts, 9,200 damage in this one. He's gone the full cooldown route, well, almost full cooldown, but traditionally there's 2 schools of thoughts. Either you go a lot of damage or you go a lot of cooldown when you're playing Janus, and typically when you go lots of cooldown, you're looking to just be utility, just looking to try and use your portals as often as you can. What Slicey's done, however, is he's kind of flipped the script on that one, and he's doing lots of damage because he's using his unstable vortexes as much as possible, and he's using his portals very aggressively, putting them under people's feet, using it to secure some more damage onto them, and he's hit a sick couple of ultimates as well. And
getting hit by the portal, it does allow the rest of your team to really identify on a specific target or on a specific group of targets who are up together very close, and really does help align the rest of your team to just take out a priority target.
Take Two, grouping is 4 here over on the right-hand side. Slicey by himself by the mid-camps, not terribly worried about being picked off. Janus is one of the more slipperier targets in the game. Has gone into a Book of Thoth here to get himself a stacking item and to get him some more power. He's sitting pretty comfortably on 225 at the moment without the aid of red buff. Mouse on 275, despite being 2 levels behind. He does have the Doom Orb and the Pen Boots. Looks like Take Two are taking the right-hand side tier 1 here as Hawk teleports in. Chuckles flings back Divine. There is the weakening curse from Tomolomu. He's staring straight at the backline, not even caring about the tower as Chuckles forced into the ultimate. Takes a lot of damage onto Shred when he's portaled through, and now Take Two looking for the solo laner. Not going to find him, but they do take the tier 1 tower. Over on the left-hand side, Rob Diggity is fighting Divine, but the action is all on the right-hand side as Liquid Renegade goes in, looks for Shred, doesn't find him. There's a Cataclysm. Liquid Renegade picks up the kill with a destruction. It wasn't his target, however. There is the snipe from Slicey. Does a lot of damage to Liquid Renegade and gets sourced. Looking to be the aggressors. Divine takes down Rob Diggity, and now Take Two on the right-hand side as well, looking to be aggressive as Sourced has lost most of their health.
Source definitely losing a lot of that health. Mouse is probably the healthiest looking person at the moment, getting chased down by Slicey, but they're going to go ahead and split up their paths. May look for a little bit of poke here, just trying to defend his tower, but everything's kind of went from 100 back down to 0.
Yeah, that's what this game is. It's just bursts of actions followed by long periods of kind of just farming in between teams waiting to get the setup that they want.
Take a look at some of our relics here. We can see that Idivine has gone for the meditation, helping out with some of that lackluster warrior mana pool, and also just provide even more healing for the rest of his team.
Exactly right. That's a perfect description of what he's going for there. And it also provides a med bait for the Kali destruction if she gets a target. Chuckles teleporting in here, looking for Gruff, gets the fling, but a great stone shield from Tomolomu prevents a lot of the damage from coming out. Gruff backflips away, there's a snipe from Slice, he doesn't land, but he's just looking to get his teammates out as Chuckles gets a kill onto Gruff. Shred goes up, goes down, looks for Liquid Renegade, who doesn't have the destruction available, but Mouse gets the kill with the Spirit Ball. Idivine going in now, heals himself up, but Get Sourced, not looking for more player kills here. They should be looking for the Gold Fury, but instead they're going towards the mid lane.
Liquid can't stop this Gold Fury by himself. He looks like he wants to, but out Chuckles really nuts with the rest of his team towards this tier 1 tower. And now Liquid Renegade back in, very low in health, and now they're going to go to the Gold Fury.
They're clearing some waves, they're just putting the pressure on, but they might have waited a little bit too long to start this one out. If they're going to bait out take 2, they need to do it successfully. Chuckles doesn't get the grab there onto Slicey. Idivine is here, not very much around it, so not the biggest threat. Tomolomu is around as well. Doesn't have much steal potential. Take 2. Sorry, Get Source can bait out this fight as Divine takes a lot of damage from the Spirit Ball and the Ricochet. Rob Diggity gets the kill despite the Stone Shield from Tomolomu.
Here comes Kali. She's now starting to hit that late game her potential. Look at how much damage she's doing to Tomolomu, but Rob Diggity does get that. And coming down on Shred.
Shred gets a 4-man Anvil of Dawn there, and Slicey gets a snipe onto 4 members as well. Source takes so much damage they just need to run away. Gruff looking for Liquid Renegade, slows him down to Slicey and gets him with the Unstable Vortex again.
I want to see... yes, there it is. Liquid Renegade looking for the Katana, maybe going for a Stonekine Sword. Slicey gained Tomahawk underneath the tier 2 tower. Mouse just sitting there in his despair with a very low 300 health.
Yeah, Mouse getting a lot of poke onto him there, as did the rest of Get Sourced, hence why they all fell down there. And now Gold Fury being started up by Gruffy. If Shred comes over, they can maybe take it together, but it's a little bit too early still for the Neath. She's only got the RC lifesteal and doesn't have a whole lot of attack speed, with a Balance Blade being her only other attack speed item online.
We see a lot of penetration coming out from Rob Diggity with the RC and Titan's Bane, as well as the mark from the Golden Crow, which is at the moment fully leveled. El Chuckle's taking a lot of damage from the Portal Unstable Vortex.
Tomolomu blinked in and found Rob Diggity there. Circle of Protection popped Mouse, but a Weakening Curse from Tomolomu prevents any healing from happening. Slicey picks up Rob Diggity, and now Divine looking for Mouse, doesn't stun. No, actually manages to get the stun. Unstable Vortex onto Mouse as well, and Mouse falls down to Shred's double tap. Yet Source losing this fight as Take 2 looking very aggressive here. Don't manage to find Chuckles, don't manage to find Liquid Renegade or Tomahawk, but now they can pretty much safely go and do the Gold Fury.
Gold Fury gonna go ahead, get started up, get Source, trying to investigate, have a little scout out. Destruction is up in 2 seconds, so he can just jump in there and go wild for at least a few moments. But Idivine trying to zone them out. Here comes the steal. Take 2 do not allow that to happen and do secure the Gold Fury.
Slicey takes down Tomahawk, Liquid Renegade forced to get away as well. El Chuck was able to get away pretty safely. But still an overall victory for Take 2 there as they take the Gold Fury. Shred misses his ultimate there. They're still going pretty hard after El Chuckles here, who's going to be a very hard target to take down. Does have a breastplate and an E-Staff online. So Take 2 wisely make the call to back off there, stop chasing the Sobek, and now they look like they're going to push up the left-hand side and should be able to get the Tier 1 tower.
Liquid Renegade moving towards the Tier 1 tower on the left-hand side. Idivine and Shred already beating on it like a drum. That's not going to last very long. They're going to go ahead and try and defend this Tier 2 tower.
Rob Diggity may be able to find a nice triple stun here. He's gone to Titan's Bane. He's not looking to opt for chin size. He's going for crit instead as well. So if you do that, you do need something like a Titan's Bane. There is the Sunbreaker ultimate from Rob Diggity. Gets a lot of damage down onto Shred, onto Tomolomu, but Idivine peels for his team beautifully, heals him up, uses the horse, and gets his team out of there.
Take 2 cutting their losses now. They realize they can't continue this engagement. There is a Kali with her ultimate, and she is starting to hit that late game potential. They fall back, take the little money that they got from the Gold Fury. we take a look at the graphs, we can see just how much that is. 5,000 XP as well as nearly 6,000 gold in favor to Take-Two.
Source now pushing up the mid lane with Mouse, the Isis. Look at the wattage coming up from Take-Two on the left-hand side of the map. We saw this against Wearable Whales on the right-hand side of the map, but now they're just doing the opposite. They're just controlling that entire side of the map.
I will say Take-Two not putting their wards out very efficiently. I see a double ward on the Gold Fury and 2 wards just where Rob Diggity is, very close together, but nevertheless, a lot of wards.
A lot of wards out. That seems to be Take-Two's style that we've seen here in the qualifiers. Is they like to have a lot of map control and they like to be able to rotate. They like these global ultimates or semi-global ultimates in the case of Thor, just to be able to get around the map and be able to get some control on the side lanes.
I'm surprised that Tomahawk hasn't opted into getting a Scout. The Relic allows you to put down a Sentry Ward every so often, and every time you go back to base, the cooldown is reset completely. It's actually kind of ridiculous.
There's just better relics out there. Like you see, he's gone the Shell, which is might not save his team in team fights, but it'll allow him to last a little bit longer. And the Curse to reduce some healing coming out from Divine. We see Chuckles has got that one as well. Your Scout at this stage, with wards still being relatively cheap, not worth it, I believe. I feel, compared to some other relics. Like there's just better relics out there.
Yeah, I will agree with that. So you do find yourself, looking at other relics, say, why pick up Scout? I can pick up that. You do have that freedom with the Athena a little bit more, however, as you don't really get Blink. I Divine getting forced back by Al Chuckles and Liquid Renegade. They're starting to really feel some pressure.
Gruff gets a good stone shield there from Tomalomu to prevent a lot of the damage from the Spirit Ball. I Divine healing him up as well. Two, looking for perhaps a little bit of a siege here. Tomahawk dives in there, gets portaled through. Chuckles flings back Slicey. Good Cataclysm there from Tomalomu. Gruff picks up a kill onto Liquid Renegade, and Divine should get the kill onto Tomahawk, but it's Slicey instead. Circle Protections. Pop by Mouse. Chuckles going to heal up some mana and some health from the Circle Protections and his own ultimate, but Take-Two, 2 men up at this point, looking to take this tier 2 as Shred goes up, lands on Mouse, hits him with a wall, spin to win. Slicey gets the kill with a snipe. Chuckles going to fall down in a second. Shred doesn't look for him, looks at the tower instead as Divine takes down Rob Diggity. 4-0 went that fight, and Take-Two going to take this tier 2, maybe even the Phoenix.
Only El Chuckles alive. Ultimate is down, lurking in the waters for another 35 seconds. The Phoenix on the mid lane is completely shredded down. They're going to be looking for this left-hand tier 2 tower.
And that's a very smart call there. Take down as many objectives as you can, while the most members of Get Sourced down as possible.
Now, we are going to be looking at some focus towards this Fire Giant, I feel. 25 minutes in, 10 kills to 18 is the difference. Take-Two looking very comfortable in this game.
Exactly right. Take a look at Slicey. 10-0-6. Go on the Doom Orb now. He hasn't died yet, so he can effectively buy that now and stack it up and still have it be efficient.
Double second as well. Book of Thoth and Doom Orb, that is a huge amount of power, and looks like he will be getting a Rod of Tahuti as his final item. That will just...
Jesus, Timmy. That is... Jesus
I
Christ.
see so much power, and I just think, why do you need that much? And then I remember,
Well,
he's
he's only at 456 at this point. There's not other magical damage source on his team because Tomalomu is going to be playing the support role. It just makes so much sense that he gets the max power. He's only on 466 power at the moment, and that is with red buff on him as well. So, considering he went cooldown boots, it's definitely worth for me.
Definitely worth. Take-Two looking for another Gold Fury here. Get Source can't really contest this. It's got to fall before anyone even realizes. 3, 2, 1. There it is.
See, Liquid Renegade, and Tomahawk, and El Chuckles were all over by the Fire Giant at that point. If they had a ward and gold and saw Take-Two doing the gold view and committing to it, they could have snuck the Fire Giant there, perhaps.
They could have, but also have all those global ultimates, as we've pointed out. They could have very easily just gone over there and stolen it off them.
They could have, but that's a call you can make. If they then Take-Two commit to the Fire Giant, you can disengage.
Yeah, I agree. I don't feel that Get Source can really fight at the moment, although we do see a bit of fight right now on this right-hand side. Now, double taunt going out, as well as a weakening curse.
Gruff taken down there by Tomahawk. Liquid Renegade doesn't get the bounty off, but he still gets the assist and a little bit of a bonus for that. Down goes the Sunbreaker, but Shred comes crashing down as well. Circle of protections popped by Mouse. Does up his teammates a little bit. Slicey gets another great snipe there, doing a lot of damage. Tomahawk taunts in Idivine, but Idivine wants to be here anyway. Goes with the horse, looking for Rob Diggity as Liquid Renegade is in the destruction, looking to get a kill here. Jumps away from Idivine, who is his target. El Chuckles gets the tail whip onto 3 members of Take 2. He's full health and he's looking for more damage. Good wall there from Shred, prevents his teammates from going anywhere. Spirit Ball from Mouse does absolutely no damage there, and Take 2 still looking to pressure here as Shred gets some damage onto El Chuckles.
They need to try and force off Get Source and then turn around and get that tier 2 tower. That'd be the most ideal position, but Get Source is not going to allow that. Liquid Renegade jumping in. He's very fast with that stone kind of sword. He's looking at Shred, but he teleports through the ward. Flick back, but the stone shield is going to cleanse it.
5 minions attacking Get Source base here as they're committing now to the boys of Take 2. Tomalomu trying to roll away, but Rob Diggity gets the stun. Rob Diggity gets the kill, and now Shred comes crashing down again onto Liquid Renegade. Gruff gets the kill. Destruction ultimate not available for that Carly. Chuckles portaled through the ground. Bulwark is popped. Divine looking for the kill here. There's the snipe from Slicey. Doesn't land, but he is here now looking to do damage. Good taunt there from Tomahawk. Better Spirit Ball from Mouse, and Slicey falls down to the shield wall of the support of Get Sourced.
Tomahawk just taking all their kills right now. 2, 6, and 9. Okay, he only took those 2. They are kind of starving out Liquid Renegade a little bit. They need to maybe try and give him some time to get that kill. But when you're in the heat of the fight, secure the kill or die. That's the mentality that Get Source are having, and it's not really working for Liquid.
Divine teleported into the mid lane tower, preventing any further aggression there from Get Source. Get Source needs to defend the mid lane as well. There is one wave of 5 minions remaining before that Phoenix can kind of rest safely, and Get Source really needs to defend that one. They'll be aware of the wave. It just passed over a ward there, so that needs to be the next target, and it seems that's where Tomahawk and Mouse are going.
Both teams just moving around throughout the jungle. They are going to go ahead and get some wards up, just see where each other are going. A lot of the wards focusing around the fire giant area. No wards on the left-hand side. And here begins the little dance of the fire giants.
Take 2 have got definitely the better fight at this point in the game. They are 10k experience up, 10k gold up, so they have the advantage here and can safely take a fight. Chuckles forced to dash away there from Shred, who lays down the Tectonic Rift. Gruff there, just backflipping, setting up a weave on an entry point into the fire giant. Very smart play there coming out from Gruff, something you'd expect from a player of his veterancy and experience.
Alright, so if Get Source trying to go through that little alleyway, he can just right there, if he could have done that onto 3 other people, but a flip onto Divine, Sunbreaker going up, and Thor is up in the air.
Divine on the horse, looking for Mouse. Shred doesn't quite have the range to get to Mouse. Uses the Circle of Protections. Gonna heal up a little bit from this, but a weakening curses pop, so half his team doesn't get the heals. Tomalomu gets a 3-man Cataclysm. Chuckles is lurking in the water, but Tomahawk is very low. Divine looking for the kill there, Slicey with a snipe, doesn't quite manage to land it, but portals his team through. Rob Diggity, RC passive proc, but Slicey teleports through, gets a kill. Gruff gets one onto El Chuckles, and now it is all falling apart for Get Source. Tomahawk under his tier 2 tower, Slicey's got himself a double, and now Take 2 can apply pressure wherever they want.
Liquid Renegade incredibly low. He can just get one-shotted here if he's not careful. Mid Phoenix is going to be the focus of Take 2. Might be looking for another Phoenix, or they could just rush it straight to the Fire Giants.
No, they're going to take the left-hand side Phoenix and then probably look for Fire Giant, or back and buy, then set up for Fire Giant when they have the advantage of 5 minions on the left-hand side.
Watch this.
Mouse here taking a lot of damage, so is Liquid Renegade. Liquid Renegade gets the stun, Destruction, Ultimate Gruff flips away, but the bleed is enough. Liquid Renegade gets one, but he falls down to Shred here. Deer side for Take 2, if they take this Phoenix, they can win.
They definitely can win. They can just push straight in. Fire minions in the mid lane. No, they are normal minions in the mid lane. They can use those to just push in. More minions coming in on the left hand side. Tomahawk coming out trying to defend this Phoenix. It does fall. Take 2 not able to finish the game now. They are incredibly low and taking the express train to Noseville.
Yeah. That was a smart call there. They have Gruff up. Once Gruff fell down, they were unable to have the damage to take down any objectives. So the only physical damage was Divine, and at the moment, the only damage items he's got are Jotun's Wrath and Warrior Tarbai, so he's not going to be doing a whole lot to Phoenixes.
Yeah, Phoenixes, you need some penetration. Jotun's Wrath only giving 10. Very, very minuscule. Main purpose of the Jotun's Wrath is the mana and the cooldown reduction.
Rob Diggity and Chuckles here, just clearing out the midway, clearing out some of the fire minions, giving themselves a little bit more breathing room when it comes to the next fight around the Fire Giant. Vision on the Fire Giant very much in the control of Take-Two at this point as Chuckles clears out a sentry ward.
Yes, we don't see much wards on the side of Get Source. They need to try and get in there, get an idea of what's going on. But they need to be careful when they do it because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sentry wards on the side of Take-Two.
Chuckles here going in pretty aggressively against Take-Two, looking to push them off the Fire Giant. But Take-Two want to fight. They don't care who you are, what your abilities are, or how much gold you have. They want to fight you at this point in time as Chuckles takes a lot of hurt here. Double tap from Rob Diggity with his his ricochet. Doesn't land, doesn't find enough damage here. Divine healing up any poke that Take-Two might have had. And while there is 2 weakening curses on the side of Get Source, it just doesn't seem to be enough to prevent the healing from Divine. Also, Doors very split up at the moment. They have to defend 2 lanes of 5 minions here. Take-Two now going to start up the Fire Giant and should be able to get this one pretty freely and win any fight that occurs around the Fire Giant.
Tomahawk trying to look for a steal here. Rob Diggity is collapsed on, but he comes in. Sunbreaker is laid down. Tomahawk trying very hard to get this Fire Giant, but it is being halted at the moment. 3 people getting knocked up and
Door stole it!
Still the Fire Giant!
Door stole that one, but now they're in a lot of trouble as Rob Diggity falls down. Liquid Renegade gets 1 kill. El Chuckles looking for some damage here. Liquid Renegade looking for his target. It looks like to be a Tomalomu. Up goes Shred. He should look for Renegade, and he does get him there on the ground. Tomahawk looking to dash away, but a perfect wall from Shred stops his escape. Chuckles manages to get up, and now Tomahawk being chased by Take-Two. What a steal by Get Sourced.
3 members of Get Source, El Chuckles, Mouse, and Tomahawk still have the Fire Giant buff. Tomahawk trying to find a place to just back safely. There he goes. But now, Take-Two, they've got the rage in their eyes. They're seeing red, and they're going to be taking that out their aggression on the right-hand side, Phoenix.
Now see, trying to clear wave, can't overcommit this defense, however, because there's a lot of poke on the side of Take-Two. Great Spirit Ball does a lot of damage there, but it's not enough to take anyone down. Divine flipped under the Phoenix. It's not going to be enough. There's the circle protections. This Mouse takes a lot of damage. Up goes Shred. There's the Defender of Limits, and Mouse healed up to full health again, along with Tomahawk. Gets another bit of hurt down onto Gruff, who backflips. He was flung into Phoenix, backflips straight out. Tomalomu uses the Cataclysm. Chuckles takes a lot of damage, puts some more hurt onto Gruff, who seems to be getting healed every second. Up goes Shred into the sky, looking for someone here. Crashes down onto 2 members of Get Source, taking a lot of damage. Is Take-Two, but Tomalomu gets the kill onto Chuckles.
Our Chuckles going to go ahead and go down. That's a big AoE ultimate that is not available for Get Source. Get Source Titan is under attack. 2 Phoenixes are up. Mid-Phoenix just respawning. Liquid Renegade needs to try and babysit that a little bit. 5 minions clashing with the normal minions in the mid lane. Take-Two is just kind of taking everything very slowly.
Yeah, that's, they could take their time here. They're still up a fair amount, 13k gold, 11k experience. It's not mattering as much. Slicey using the ultimate here, the whole team of Take-Two looking to portal in and just basically dropship in for the win.
Dropship is very, very powerful, but it's not going to be all that effective in terms of damage. Although Shred is going up in the air, that's going to put down some hurt. Hit Mouse, but instead goes for the rest of the team. Gets Sourced.
Divine picks up Mouse there. Liquid Renegade goes into the ultimate, looking to pick up a kill here, but he doesn't have the damage as of yet. Stun from Rob Diggity onto Divine, but Divine just heals all that back up. Down force the middle Phoenix, and now Get Source are going to be fighting under the Titan. Take-Two looking for the left-hand side Phoenix. Tomahawk gets a 4-man taunt, but there's no damage to back him up. Uses the weakening curse, but Take-Two respond with their own curse. Everyone is super slow at the moment. Gruff has got the RC passive proc. Chuckles looking to get some damage. Perfect stone shield, though, from Tomalomu prevents that damage from coming out. Gruff flings back Divine, but Divine isn't going to be worried. Dashes out of there, heals himself back up. Get Source Titan is still under attack here. Someone needs to back and defend, and it looks to be Rob Diggity and Tomahawk.
This is the time where Take-Two start picking off the rest of Get Source as they go ahead and retreat back to their time, defend against their minions. Slicey just taking out Liquid Renegade with the through space and time. Shred going back up.
If Tomahawk and Chuckles fall here, Rob Diggity can't defend the rest of this by himself. In fact, it looks like Rob Diggity's going to fall down. Gruff, it's just Chuckles and Tomahawk left. They can't defend this time. Gruff picks up a kill onto Chuckles. Mouse is back. Tomahawk is low, but he's healed up from the circle of protection. Titan take a lot of damage, and Mouse gets a kill onto Gruff. There is some more damage from Take-Two. Slicey gets a kill onto Mouse. It's just Tomahawk left. Shred looking for the damage. Teleports into the Phoenix. Nearly falls down. but luckily for him, he is still alive. Tomahawk portal through the ground, takes a lot of damage from the unstable vortex. Take 2, still looking at the Titan. It's under 50% health. Tomahawk looking to disrupt them desperately, but Divine heals up the rest of the team. Liquid Renegade is almost respawned here. No, another 20 seconds. Titan falls down as Slicey picks up Tomahawk there at the end, and Take 2 take game number 1.
Take 2. There's so many numbers thrown around. Take 2. Take game number 1 in a best of 3 series. This is to determine who is seeded number 3 and number 4 in the Oceanic Pro League. So it's all for bragging rights and better scheduling.
So now we've finished game 1. We're not going to be bringing you game 2. Unfortunately, Take 2 have forfeited game 2 due to breaking a rule. That rule is the skins rule. They used skins in the game. They had a warning early today when they did the same thing. So they've done it a second time. They forfeit the second game. So the series is now tied up at 1-1. We will be bringing you the third game very shortly, and we're just going to take a quick break.